Venezuela on Thursday passed a limited amnesty bill that human rights groups say falls short of offering relief for hundreds of political prisoners in the country. The law was approved after a second debate in the ruling party-controlled legislature. And interim President Delcy Rodriguez, who took power last month after the U.S. ouster of President Nicolas Maduro, has now signed the bill into law. It provides amnesty for involvement in political protests and, quote, violent actions that took place during a brief coup in 2002 and demonstrations or elections in certain months of the previous years. People convicted of military rebellion for involvement in events in 2019 are excluded. The law also does not detail the exact crimes which would be applicable. People abroad will be allowed to appoint a lawyer to present an amnesty request on their behalf, but they would have to appear in person in Venezuela, and the law will only cover, quote, people who have ceased the execution of the actions which constitute crimes. The government says nearly 900 people have been released from prison over more than a year. It has always denied holding political prisoners and says those jailed have committed crimes. Advocacy groups have criticized the limits of the law. Legal rights group Foro Pino Vice President Gonzalo Himyob said, quote, if the amnesty is not as broad as we would have liked it to be, that does not mean the fight for the freedom of all the imprisoned and pursued is over. Hundreds of students and families of prisoners have gathered to demand releases in recent weeks. Some participated in a hunger strike and are now calling for a swift implementation of the amnesty law.
We will stay here until the last one is released, for the freedom of all our relatives and all political prisoners in this country. We have an amnesty law already approved. However, until it is implemented, we will not move from here, and our struggle continues.